Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Liverpool 7, Crystal Palace 0. Yes, I said in the build to this game, we've won our last 6 leading up to this, but 4 of those 6 were 2-1 wins. We've had some real ground out results there. It's very rare that we get big wins indeed. I mean, a 2-0 win most recently stands out, but just next level stuff from your mighty Reds, and it's time for your reactions to that. If you are a member here on YouTube, you can get your comments into the live comment section alongside. If you don't fancy doing that, it's absolutely fine. Head over to Twitter. I'll get some of the best ones from our Twitter account as well. But yeah, if you want to send one to me, just right here on YouTube, just write Mate, and I'll get through some of them. So yeah, I'll do from live YouTube, nip over to Twitter so you've got time to get your comments in, and then I'll be back over for more YouTube stuff. But let's dive in. Wow. Sabin Iliev, mate, brilliant all round. So happy for Taki on the other side. Don't understand the drama around our subs. Both Salah and Mane starting to beg for attention when sub. Why? Mate, you've got to understand, and it's hard for us to be in this position because none of us are elite level athletes. You try as we might. It's hard for us to understand. There must be, the way to think of it is, there's ever been a situation like that when you've really wanted to be involved in something and for some reason you've not been allowed to be, whether you're like a kid and you're not allowed to go and do something with your mates or whatever. It's a natural reaction, I think, to be a bit cross with it. And Chris said it in commentary, the Mane stuff, it shows how much it means to him. This is a guy who's not scored a league goal in the best part in the 8, 9, 10 games it had been in the Premier League, since he last scored a league goal for us. Longer in all competitions, and I think he could see that there was a chance that he could bag a few there, and he will have wanted to carry on. But sometimes managers have got to play the game, and they've got to do things the players don't want, because we've got an elite mentality squad. We've got lads who would run all day and all night forever and ever and ever until they die. They're like Terminators. But sometimes the manager and the fitness team and the health and fitness team have got to go, no, they need to protect players from themselves. And I think that's kind of what we did with Sadio Mane. I'm not arsed. It shows that he cares. I wouldn't want him to be happy being subbed off. I like the fact that for a lad who smiles so much, I like the fact that Mane's got a little bit of gnarl to him, to be honest. MJS LFC says, mates, rode our luck first half with Palace's poor finishing, then punished them for it. One word, clinical. Exactly that. And Jordan Henderson referenced it in his post-match. We haven't been clinical enough. I mean, look at the Tottenham game in the week. They have one shot on target, 1 goal from Son, and we've been so good. We've been by far the better team. We did ride our luck, but also I think there's a couple of instances there where it probably feels like Palace was slightly better than they were. Not that Liverpool were a bit poo and Palace actually were good, so I'm not looking to strip that away from them. But there's one chance that's offside that looks like a big chance because they don't pull it back for offside, because it doesn't come to anything. It doesn't get checked by the VAR. And there's just, there's one particular moment where I think we defend it quite well. The ball where Ayew gets in behind Fabinho, and I need to rewatch this, but it's something Chris again was saying in commentary, that he feels that Matip had actually blocked the passing lane off, so Ayew kind of couldn't have played it into the path of Zaha, and so it looks like a gilt-edged opportunity. It's gone begging, and it is, but it's not maybe in the way that we felt it was in the full free-flowing flow of the game and what have you. But yeah, look, you need a bit of luck sometimes, and Liverpool haven't had that, but I don't think you can luckily beat someone 7-2. Like the Villa game, we got absolutely tonked. I don't think we deserved to concede 7, but if it wasn't for a bunch of deflected goals, we still would have conceded 4 in that game, I think. So yeah, I think Liverpool did the right thing and absolutely put Palace to the sword, which is great. Let's see. We got loads of people joining us. First teamers, thank you so much to Rafa, thank you to Carl Dodson, Danielle Berry joins us, a club legend as well. Just a little note for everyone, I'll plug this a bit later in the show as well, but we're going to be doing the Final Word show. It's normally recorded on a Monday, pre-recorded or sent out live. We're going to be doing that in about an hour and a half's time live on YouTube for all of our members, club captain and club legend level. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. We've got so many comments coming in. I'm just trying to get through as many of them as I possibly can here. Ashley Fit, I'm buzzing with that. Most calm I have been for a Liverpool match. I think it's a good point, that. I was a little bit worried, for that spell with Palace. When you get in solid contact on a football and hitting it towards our goalkeeper, then you know that it's possible for them to score goals. But once we got the second, and I said this, one goal sets you on your way, but it doesn't change anything. 2 goals get you on, and the fact that we go 2-3, bang, bang, back to back, absolutely ends that football match, and then Liverpool just get to play the game at their own tempo after that, and that's why it ends up being a really relaxing afternoon. That, and we score 7, which is lovely. And I actually followed up actually as well. Taki's best performance in a red shirt. Kate, I thought, was brilliant too. Firmino was outrageous. Literally took the piss. I love that Mane was angry when he came off. And Salah was productive. Yeah, 2 goals for Mohamed Salah off the bench. And, it looked a bit, why are we resting him? People, when the team leaked, there was lots of people go, nah, no chance Salah gets rested. Well, look, he's got rested and he's come in. This is perfect vindication for everything Klopp's doing. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful indeed. Let's get to a couple more. Hitch and Baz saying, ESPN was saying that with the current form performance of the youngsters and our current defence, they don't think Klopp will be looking to sign anyone in Jan. We might touch lucky, Fabinho. We don't need him in midfield at the moment, and if Thiago comes back and if Milner comes back and if we get more regular football out of Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, then we're well stocked in midfield again, which we always should have always been, but it shows how threadbare we've been, which frees Fabinho up at least. I would be surprised. I think the way Liverpool's transfer policy works, and this is a bit of a tangent because we should be talking about 7-0 to Liverpool, but if a player that they want, they think that will improve their first team, becomes available for a price they feel is good value, then they will move for someone in January. If they can't get good value for a player that they want, they will wait. They will always wait a window at least to try and do what they need to do, because at the moment they're not just going to buy a 2nd, 3rd or 4th choice guy. I mean, like as in their list of options. They're not going to buy, and they're not going to buy 4th, 5th choice centre halves. Not going to buy a stopgap for 6 months. If they're going to buy someone, they're going to buy someone who's good enough to partner Virgil van Dijk and should be good enough to challenge Virgil van Dijk in 2 or 3 years' time, certainly. Welcome aboard, Ellis Day, Matt Lyon, and a Mad Red Maniac. Guys, get your comments in now. Just put Maych first, M-A-Y-C-H, that's me. And I'll come back to your comments in a moment, but I'm just going to nip over to Twitter for now. Jalissa Castrodale says, I write for a living and don't have the words to describe that performance. Outstanding, that top of the league. Yeah, it's such a big win that it enters into the world of the ludicrous. And I said this about the Palace stuff. It's not that Liverpool were that can be a win in other times of the season where you win that 2 or 3-0 and you're thinking what a great performance it is. Liverpool have gone. I think Liverpool deliberately gone, by the way, and this is why I think the Salah for Mane sub is what it is, and it's not like just bringing Origi on and making sure we're rested. Klopp was looking for a statement win because he saw how vital the Leicester win was around this time last year. We came back from it's Boxing Day, of course, isn't it? But we won the Club World Cup this time last year. And then we came back and we dicked Leicester everywhere, and it told the league that this Liverpool means business. You imagine being in that Spurs dressing room, looking ahead to their game and being like, well, we have to put in a perfect performance in one of our hardest games of the season. We have to score loads of goals just to match Liverpool's goal difference now, let alone they can't catch us. We're going to be 3 points ahead of them going into Christmas, which is absolutely splendid, isn't it? Techno Copite says, absolutely buzzing, especially for Taki. I've always felt he plays with a degree of imposter syndrome. I really hope that Premier League goal makes him feel more at home. Monumental team performance, 7 goals, 5 scorers, 5 goal of the month contenders, 0 conceded, 6 clear. Merry Christmas, Reds. Yeah, spot on, mate. The Taki stuff's great. I think we're all made up for him. There's loads of really great comments about Takumi Minamino. There's some people who think for some reason think he's crap, and I don't really ascribe to that about anyone, really. Even like so we're all having a bit of a laugh and a joke about Adrian and Origi, say, but if you have to throw in either of those lads in for a one-off game of football, if you put our full-strength team around them, they'd be largely fine. I know Adrian's had a couple of high-profile mistakes in him and what have you, but if you're at Liverpool, you're a really good footballer. You might not be good enough to be at Liverpool for years and years and years, but if you're at Liverpool, you've got enough body of evidence there to suggest that Klopp's got enough trust in you. And I think Taki Minamino is a very technically gifted player. He's quick over a few yards. I think he's got a surprisingly good eye for goal. His instincts, I think he's got goal-scoring instincts, and I hope this is something that really kicks his Liverpool career on. Because look, if he is, we've spent £7 million on a lad who's good enough to play for our front three, whereas we've seen with Jota, normally it takes £40 million to buy someone who does that. So yeah. Samwise, 7,000. The 7,000th Samwise, wow. I mean, it is popular, isn't it? The festive period is always a dream for us because we're used to this number of fixtures, but other other teams aren't so much, hence why we end up slapping teams like Leicester last season. Yeah, and that's why it was so vital to us to play Crystal Palace this week rather than last week. Spurs will have softened them up a little bit. They've played a midweek game, and then they come to us with no fans in the ground for a change as well. The fixtures have fallen really kindly for us in that regard, and Liverpool then had to capitalise, and very much did. Dean Murray, a magnificent 7 from the Reds, fantastic. A warning has been sent out to the rest of the league that despite injuries, we're still the best team in the country by a mile. A frightening thought with who we have to come back up the top of the table at Christmas, Reds. Yeah, that is exactly it. But we've just beaten our nearest title rivals, and then dicked the team that really gave them a bloody nose the week before. A team everyone knows is a tough place to go and all that, and we've battered them. And again, no Virgil van Dijk, no Joe Gomez. So our first choice centre-back pairing, you guys know, I don't need to go through, but like no Thiago, no Jota. We didn't even start Mohamed Salah in that. Yeah, absolutely unreal. Alex Fuchs says the Prem should implement a rule where we can sub off 5 and bring on 3. We'd still walk the league, to be honest. Yeah, definitely. Steph McKeown, best goal difference in the league despite a 7-2 defeat to Villa. As the game grew and got older, Kate's influence grew. Bobby's back. Mo, still the worst one-season wonder ever. For me, Hendo, man of the match. Oh, and a clean sheet, baby. Yeah, absolutely nailed it with all of those things there. And then Lewis here saying, oh my God, what? Literal sex. I kept looking at the score in shock. We are the best team in Premier League history. We're going to win the league, lads, yeah. And look, I think we all feel very confident about how Liverpool are playing at the moment, and I think this next 6 weeks will be telling. If Liverpool get more players back and they continue to play at the level that they're playing, it's going to take something mad to stop Liverpool from continuing to be the best team in this league. Yeah, very interesting stuff indeed. Sabin again with a comment over here in the YouTube members chat. Naby and Taki looking a part of the team, such a boost. And Naby is a part of the team. Naby's well integrated. Naby's a fantastic. On his day, there's a question, and not really actually. Naby's probably still in our best team. You know, our most talented. You know, all the silk on the ball and all the stuff they can do and all the stuff they can bring. Klopp would probably play Naby in the big games given the choice. It's just about it's fitness for him. And Taki, he's a step behind everything at the moment, and that will do him no harm whatsoever. EB23, the 199 Super Chat, thank you, said here nothing about 7-2 Villa now. We've got a weekend of talking about it because it's the 2 games that had the 7 goals in, but it's what we've done there is Liverpool, this side have this erases that. And more so, actually, because of course it's a +2 goal difference swing over the 2 goals, with the 2 goals of the 2 games. So that's what they've done there. We'll hear it mentioned, but it should no longer be, and it's not a millstone around this team's neck anymore. You know, we've repaired the goal difference, and that's absolutely massive. Ellis Day, it's another thing with the performances in the absence of Gomez and Verge, but when they come back, will there be room for another centre back? Is it worth getting another centre back when you know there's cover? That's a big question. It depends on what we want to do. Fabinho long term, really, doesn't it? Dan Whitehead, welcome aboard, and the super chat as well. Thank you so much, mate. That's brilliant. Peter Griffiths, mate, lovely win to top of goal difference and leave the Villa loss behind us. Yeah, exactly. That my point exactly on that, mate. Hitchin Baz saying, I can see Taki becoming similar to Millie, a player that may not be first string but will always play well, and he gets the chance and can play in numerous positions. Completely agree on that. Damn, 199 Super Chat, can I do your scoreboard graphics? Send an email. Probably, if they're not shit. We'll have a look at the email of the festive period, mate, and we'll definitely consider it. Thank you so much. Right, brilliant. That's it for me for here, but don't go anywhere. Chris is going to be doing play ratings. Then we're going to be back doing a very short instant match reaction because we're recording the final word show, our normal Monday morning match review show. We're going to do it live tonight because with the early kickoff, because it's Christmas and because we want a week off. We are going to be doing that. So if you were a YouTube member, a club captain or club legend tier, you can get that live here on YouTube right now. So yeah, perfect time to upgrade if you're just a first teamer, or perfect time to join. You get access to the custom emotes, you get discounted Redmen merch as well. So yeah, there's a couple of extra bonus features, and yeah, what a wonderful bonus show for you guys as well. Just lastly, actually, Mohammed Mustafa with the super chat says Captain Salah and felt bummed out. I'm not now, am I? Yes, I did exactly the same thing. I kept him as captain on mine because I knew he'd come on and I felt that he'd do well at the end of the game, and absolute vindication. Love it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being wonderful and wonderful viewers. Stay tuned. I say player ratings to follow. Followed by the Intermatch reaction, followed by the Final Word show. Oh yes, what a perfect time to be a YouTube member. I hope to see you there. Ta-ra.